Hi, this is Mary. I play Ann Dye.
Hi, this is Amanda. I play B. West.
Hi, this is Dave Opelka, and I'm the voice of Horatio Henderson.
Hi, this is Ramona Morveer, and I play Kettle Badger.
Hi, this is Tina, and I play Emily Cant.
And Maryna Matlock is with us. She plays Ida Winters, but she is typing answers to us in the Google Hangout because she still has absolutely no voice, and we need her for the Christmas episode.
Yes, damn it.
Save yourself.
So this is our question and answer episode. We have no idea how this is going to go. It's already going very poorly. You're not going to hear most of the parts that are going really poorly. But yeah, as a thank you for listening to our podcast, because we are continuously amazed that people are listening and that we're getting downloads and that we just got a handful of new reviews over on iTunes. So thank you to everybody who reviewed. But we thought we would, do a quick Thanksgiving episode to say thank you and also to answer any questions. So we put out a call for questions on Instagram and Twitter, and we did a podcast heads up about it. And so we got some through quite a few on Instagram, some comments on YouTube. My mom sent some questions. We got a couple through the website, which is pretty cool. We do have a website, by the way, on Wix. So yeah, we're going to go through and answer these as best we can. I'm not going to talk the whole time because no one wants to hear me talk the entire time. So we're going to throw these out here and we're just going to see how this goes. So our first question is from Linda. Hi, Linda. I know Linda. Linda is the best. Linda Lowry. You should read all of her books, like Murder in the Library. Look them up.
Oh my God.
She's awesome. Okay, so her first question is, how do you record the podcast? Are you all in the same room and do you do it together or separately? And part of the problem of right now is that, no, we are not in the same room.
Yeah, that's a really great question because I sort of feel like anytime I listen to a podcast, I just imagine that everyone is actually sitting in a studio together recording, but that is definitely not how we roll.
No, and as Maryna just texted on our messenger, we're not even in the same state, some of us, so Maryna's somewhere else. But yeah, we are all sitting in Google Hangouts. And we have headphones on and we're all talking into our individual cell phones, which I will then edit together, which will absolutely make me crazy.
I am actually physically sitting in my closet in my bedroom.
Yes.
That is my safe place for recording.
Yeah, I think we all have our areas in our house since none of us have professional recording studios. In my case, it's my bedroom because it's the smallest, least echoey room in my house. So that's typically where I tend to record.
I'm in our office, my office. And yeah, it's actually not probably a great place to record because it does have, you can hear people outside or in the other room. But my husband is being very quiet right now, so.
Occasionally Amanda's neighbors mow the entire street while we're trying to record.
That's right, yeah. That's super fun.
Yeah. I don't know where Maryna records. I think anywhere that the cats aren't.
That's right.
She says basically.
Yeah. Where does Tina record?
I'm recording from my bedroom because I don't love Mary enough to record from my closet, so it's the least.
Or your bathroom.
It's the least echoey room.
And I think it's worth pointing out too that not only do we record when we're not in the same room, but also to Linda's question, we do occasionally record separately. So sometimes we play off of each other in real time, but sometimes there are other people filling in for lines when we record.
Yeah, it depends on who's available or who's, who can jump in on the group hangouts or what have you. Samantha, who did she did not do Remember Brattle.
Caldwell.
Oh, God.
Dr. Caldwell.
Caldwell, thank you. Samantha, who did...
The Great Experience Caldwell.
Thank you. Yeah, Experience Caldwell. Samantha did Experience Caldwell. Petra did Remember Brattle. Sorry, Petra. But Samantha's work schedule is insane. And so basically I would send her edited copies of our recording, and then she would fill in her voice to the spaces I would leave her. It was intensely time intensive. I didn't enjoy doing it, but it worked. It sounds okay.
I think for the first season, my role was very small, so actually it was just you and me, like, after the fact, basically, and you read everybody's lines, and I just responded and recorded.
Yeah, and I think Tina and I do that for the most part, too.
Yeah, I can't do group things because I'm psychotic.
That's true.
So Tina and I will do it together. So yeah, we do it in bits and pieces. For myself, Maryna, and Amanda, we always do it together just because there's so many lines. Like, it wouldn't really work if one of us was quietly recording.
And we've done parts, like sometimes someone will do like the intro by themselves, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The episode itself we're usually in the same recording session.
Yeah. Which does lead to some problems, because Linda's second question is, do you crack each other up? Yes.
Always.
That's why we enjoy it so much.
It's a constant issue.
That's why we keep coming back.
I feel like if there's 10 minutes of dialogue, it takes us an hour to record just because we're laughing and joking around so much.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, we don't finish them in any, like, reasonable amount of time.
Well, and it's difficult, too, because I feel like, at least on my end, when I'm listening to lines, I just have trouble not laughing out loud to either A, mess everyone else up, or have it get caught on my recording. So I'm, like, trying to stifle things, but then I'm sure there's other times where it has come through and then I feel bad.
I think the best part is always... the best part is when Dave is with us, but I think the second best part is when Dave can't be with us and someone tries to do a Horatio impression in order to fill in for him, and that's always like the most ridiculous. I think Petra was doing one last time. It was just insane.
Oh, I'd love to hear that one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have to admit, whenever I listen to the episodes, if Dave wasn't recording, because we're not in a lot of scenes together, Horatio and Kettle, but when I listen to the episode after it's all done, I burst out laughing at all of Dave's stuff.
Aww.
Maryna says we should really just do an episode where everyone is doing Horatio voices.
Oh, God.
That would be pretty amazing, actually. Everyone gets possessed and turned into Horatio.
That's the real secret of the school.
Linda's next question is, what is the most times approximately you've had to re-record a scene?
Well, I like to pride myself on being one-take Ramona, so no.
Yeah, Ramona, you come in and you basically have it memorized. I write this stuff and I have no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're usually reading it. We do a read-through and then we do a reading. But I looked through my voice memos all the way back to season 1, and the average, it seemed like, of the most times we've had to re-record was 3 times. And that was mostly in season 1.
Yeah, for the most, because we tend to record straight through. We don't just do bits and pieces. So we'll start at the beginning and we just go to the end. Because...
sorry, Mary, because I got real weird about this and I looked through everything and we did at the beginning, season 1, season 2, we would break it up into sections, the script. And then season 3, we would do an entire read-through, in one take.
Oh, wow.
Or season 2, you mean? Yeah. Well, I think...
Season 2.
Weren't we going to try and do that? Because season 2 got longer, because that was the feedback I got from people who were listening, that they wanted longer episodes. And I think that at the beginning, we were like, oh, we need to break this up. And then we were like, you know what? That kind of kills our momentum. Because for the most part, they're continuous scenes. I think once or twice we have them where people jump a little bit in the episodes, and so we'll do that separately. But in terms of re-recording moments, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like at the end of every recording, we kind of evaluate, was there anything that didn't feel right? And I know individually we'll kind of do a little section here or there. For example, when I had my concerns about Kettle's leg slap, and Mary used that cut and it 100% showed up in the episode. So
I just like the delivery better.
Because it was the most authentic Kettle, really.
And what's funny is I liked, I like that leg slap. I think it fits. I think probably Tina and I, when we did one read through of an Emily part where Tina and I were together in the same room, and that was a disaster.
Oh yeah, it took you guys like half an hour or something to
Were you
record
downstairs?
that.
My parents' house.
Yeah, I really suck, and so I can't do anything like... everything I do has to be done at least 10 times.
You don't suck.
And then
none of us can watch
so
either.
I don't really know why.
See, I feel like that means it's not because you suck. You're just a perfectionist. That's a good thing.
Well, and we just kept fucking each other up endlessly. Like, at the end, we weren't looking at each other. Like, we were sitting on other ends of the room, not actually making eye contact.
Well, I think that, I mean, even when we are on the call, I think it's gone faster when we were on the call, like, doing it. But even when I was doing it without reacting to someone, in which case it sounds worse, but it's still hard for me to, like... I think because Emily is really hard for me to, like... do because I was not supposed to be doing it. So that's kind of answering a different question, but
yeah. But yeah, I also tend to, especially when Emily gets sort of reprogrammed into corporate speak Emily, I really screwed you with a lot of those lines.
It was already hard for me to do Emily, and then she's like talking like a fucking corporate robot, and that was, I mean, I work with people who actually talk like that, but I hate them, and so it's really hard for me to emulate that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, wait, I love everybody I work with.
Oh, for sure. But I think that's kind of the problem, because Linda's last question is that she would love to hear some of the outtakes. I have an outtake from Dave, and the problem is I don't know which episode it's in anymore, but I have an outtake of Dave where he just says the fuck word about 20 times.
Oh, goodness.
It's just fuck, 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 or fuck, or fuck. And it goes on.
I don't remember that one.
And I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember why. It was just the line, like, you couldn't get the cadence of it right, and it's just you swearing for so long. And I was like...
I could probably find that episode, because I'm pretty sure I'm still pissed off about it.
Oh, no!
Yeah, someday it's just going to show up in the middle of something. I don't know what. It'll just become my voicemail.
Yeah, that was the day I did not have a chance to even read beforehand, so it was just like on the fly everything.
But yeah, so those are Linda's questions. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
And we got 2 questions from Shelley, which are kind of bouncing off the same idea. And so it was the question of how did everyone get cast in their roles so that they could spend time together on Google Hangouts swearing for 100 years? Nepotism. Is nepotism the right word, where I just picked all my friends?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Maryna says she bribed me. No, I don't think that's true. So...
I did it for the free t-shirt.
Yeah, you did it for the glory.
I did it because I felt really bad one day. It was a moment of weakness that I regret now.
Tina had a fleeting moment of humanity.
Tina filled in for a role that was... So all of these roles are basically written for the people who play them.
Except for me.
Except for Tina's. Tina's was written for someone else, and that someone else was not able to play the part. And so I was like, all right, I'll try a couple other people. And it was just like bad timing for everyone. And Tina, who routinely helps me in all of my crazy weird things that I do,
which is a lot
from
of things.
behind the scenes, yeah, she always helps me kind of organize stuff. Tina had a moment of complete insanity and told me she would do this. And now... You're stuck.
I was really surprised when you were like, Tina's playing this role. I was like, wow, she's moving up front.
Did she hit her head? Yeah. But this whole thing was based off an idea. I don't know why I got it. All the ideas I have for anything usually happen like 5 years before I do anything legitimate with them. And this, for whatever reason, the name Academicasaurus popped into my head. And I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be fun if it was like, you know, academics, but for dumb people, because that's what I feel like all the time. And I was talking to Maryna one day, and I don't know if we were talking about I think we were talking about the idea. I don't remember. I don't know if Maryna does. She says, don't drag me into this. So apparently Maryna remembers nothing either. And so I kind of came up with the idea of these 2 teachers, and it was Anne Dye and Ida Winters. Oh, she says she does remember. I don't remember when we were talking about this, though. And I had the idea for these two teachers who were going to like do something. And I think I was going to write a book about it. And then I met Amanda, And I was like, I want to make Amanda do something with me, and I don't know what, but I'm going to drag her into my stuff. And so B West got developed, and I somehow tricked you into agreeing, Amanda.
Well, you were like, do you want to do this thing? And I was like, I don't, what? And then you were like, you don't have to. And I was like, well, it'll be fun. And it is.
Mm-hmm. Now you're stuck forever. Yeah, and so that's how the three of us, and then Ramona and Dave, I make short films as well, under the name Bird Stuff Films, and so both Ramona and Dave have been in a lot of my stuff.
They're definitely worth checking out if you want to see some weird shit.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of puppets. There's Ramona sitting in a tree being a fairy. There's Dave being a dead jogger, also getting murdered by Maggie.
Hey, spoilers.
Millicent Bicker. What, Tina?
You said spoilers.
Oh, well. It happens pretty quick, I guess, but you'll see. You have to go watch it for yourself and find out why. But, yeah, so it's a lot of weird stuff, and so I was like, okay, I obviously need to
usually, like,
bring you guys.
Whenever you approach me with a new project, I have, like, the opposite response of Amanda and Tina. I pretty much always enthusiastically am like, yeah, sure, whatever, okay, cool. Tell me about my character. What am I doing? What's going on? So,
Maryna says ditto. Maryna's in one of mine. Yeah, Maryna's in the first one that Tina and I did together. We just did it like randomly one day in a mostly empty house. So if you want to see the short film, The House, you've got the three of us being insane. But yeah, Ramona's always up for everything, which is wonderful. I'm like, hey, would you want to sit in a tree and be a fairy? And Ramona's just like, yep, there.
Which actually I think is probably my favorite role that I've played in your projects. Because that one was the most like me versus Kettle, which is not me at all.
Yeah.
And you had a really cool look for it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
thank you. Yeah.
But
it's a good film. Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Now on YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where I get everybody. I make everyone I know be in all of my stuff, and I bribe and I wheedle and I complain and I moan and I stalk people and do what I need to. But does everyone perform anywhere else? I mean, in my stuff, yeah. But Ramona, you perform otherwise. You just did a charity benefit.
I did. So, outside of voice acting in Academicasaurus and acting in Mary's various projects, I am sometimes burlesque performer in Chicago. And took a little bit of a break from performing the last couple of years. But yeah, I just recently performed in a big charity show, which was totally sold out. So very exciting. So if you're in Chicago, you can check me out. Probably on Instagram. I haven't been very active lately, but I plan to get back to it. So yeah, just at Ramona.Morir on Instagram.
And I think we follow you and we've tagged you a couple times too. So if you follow the Academicasaurus Instagram, you can find Ramona's stuff. Did I leave anybody out? Maryna says she wants to be in projects 30 years down the line. Good. That's a contract.
I agree. I would also be in projects 30 years down the line.
Yes. Everyone else is suspiciously quiet.
I mean, sure, but we could all be dead, so.
I'm planning on it.
It's true. Yeah, we'll see if we're around.
Me probably more so than the rest of you, so we got to get creating here.
Yeah.
Will we still be using Google Hangouts in 30 years? That's what I want to know. Everyone turn on the 3D projectors, please.
We'll just be brains in jars. Okay, so these questions are for you guys. So, as everyone probably already knows who's listening to this, I marry, write, and sort of direct and edit and do all that stuff for this podcast. So these questions are for everyone who I make say my insane words that don't make any sense. So Lazy Nickel asked, I'm curious about how you all brought these characters to life. How much of their personalities were in the script versus what actually ended up in the recording?
That's a great question. Mm-hmm. I think all of Lazy Nickel's questions are great. I'm here for these.
And I don't know the answers, so I can't say them.
Well, I can definitely say, as far as like personalities, what's in the script versus what actually ends up recording for Kettle, Yes, you sort of joked before. I am definitely the person that like prints out the script and I rehearse my lines by myself before we start recording, because Kettle's voice and personality is definitely not my normal state of being. So it does take me a while to get into that character and maintain her voice. But I would say, Mary wrote the personality pretty clearly. Like, I got an understanding of who Kettle was. But I'm also the person that, as I'm reading and rehearsing, I send Mary, like, 20,000 texts to ask her, like, what's my motivation and what's going on here? And, like, because I'll have a couple different ways that I want to deliver a line. And then I go to our director and and make sure that I'm interpreting the script correctly. So, I put a lot of thought into it. I'm kind of crazy like that, so.
Well, it makes me happy. I think, too, because I have it, like I said, the thing is that everybody, with the exception of Tina, all these characters are written basically for the people who play them. So it's like, Kettle is not Ramona by any stretch of the imagination, but Kettle is also a character that I know Ramona can do, because I feel like we've played her, when we're just like goofing around and stuff. So it's like, I think there is like personality in there, but definitely Ramona's, I think, is the biggest stretch in its own way. I don't know otherwise. Dave, how do you access Horatio, Dave?
Well, a little bit opposite of Ramona. I usually don't end up having time to read the script beforehand, or I say I'm going to, and then something comes up and I don't. So I think the hardest part for me was coming up with the voice. I was trying to figure out, you told me one time a voice you kind of like wanted me to base it on. It was someone in a movie, and I, for the life of me, can't remember who or
it was Vincent
movie.
Price.
Wait, was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
It was Vincent Price, yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know. I just, in some ways, like me, like I try to just make the character a little over the top, which I can definitely be, of course, but then also slightly condescending, and I had to mask my voice because I don't like the sound of my voice at all, so I figure I'll just go something a little weird, and it can be hard to maintain, but it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I feel like, Dave, you and I got the short sticks, because we have these voices that we have to maintain through the whole thing. In my case, it's very high pitched, so it's a challenge.
I actually, like, before I record, I will have to like go back to a previous recording and try to remember like how I do my inflections and stuff. That's
Oh, I do that too. Yeah. No, I as part of my like getting into kettle mode, as I call it, I do listen to previous episodes just to remember, and then I hear them, of course, and think like, that was terrible, I should have done this differently.
I've never listened to any of your performances and thought, well, that was terrible. I'm always listening to them, and like, so I think that's the thing though, because like none of us, with the exception of Ramona, who's done acting for me, or Ramona's done acting for you've done like Steve Godlin commercials and pieces and bits and things like that, But I think the rest of us are not performers, so we're all just kind of like,
Yes, definitely not.
Like, I hear myself as Anne die, and I'm like, this needs to end.
How do I kill off this character?
Yeah, I'm going to kill off this main character. Goodbye. Tina just thinks of everyone she hates at work.
Yeah, basically. And I suck at, pretending to be them, so maybe I should try harder.
Again, I think you're great. And Amanda, I have a lot of fun writing for B.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, because it's enjoyable to read.
I love B.
No, go ahead.
When I say that I write for people's personalities, I don't mean that anyone is actually like the characters that I write. Like, it's just little things. Like, I know that Dave can go over the top when he wants to, but Dave is not a condescending individual. He's one of the nicest people ever.
You.
Amanda is not. B, I mean, we complain and get mad about stuff, but clearly not, I know that doesn't need to be said. However, okay, I cut you off, Amanda, sorry.
No, I was thinking, because I mean, when we joke in the office, like, we will sometimes joke in a very like morbid way, so I can see how that comes through in that character. And when I read the script, I thought of Daria Morgendorfer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now that you
So
say
that's
that, yeah.
why she sounds that way.
I have to admit, in part, I do pull a little bit from Quinn for Kettle. So
yeah.
that's a really
interesting.
good analogy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's where, I mean, because I don't think I sound super different from B when I read that, like read the character, but I try and make it sound a little more, I'm more expressive than that in real life. So I do try and make it sound, sort of.
Yeah, your voice goes lower.
Yeah. I think Amanda is really good at, like, you throw in this, like, lower, like, vocal fry as B, and I think it's like, really effective.
Trying to get, because, I was just rewatching Daria recently, and I was like, it's not exactly the same, but she's definitely my inspiration, or that character, so.
You're definitely going to be super happy with Allison in a little bit. Maryna has said that for her, she thinks, she's always pictured Ida as some sort of transplant into the jaded world of academia, like she's got kind of a fairy tale quality that the rest of us don't, which I would say I kind of agree with. I kind of like that idea of like chaotic good, chaotic neutral, chaotic evil. Kind of. Ida to me is the chaotic good. I think Anne's very neutral, and then B is just going to do whatever the fuck B wants to do. So that works.
Yeah, which is weird because I get chaotic, neutral, or evil in all those little quizzes I take. So what do you know? But no, I definitely see that.
Yeah, and so she was saying like because I also have, as Maryna points out, I have Ida say, "Wait, what?" a lot. So she said that she kind of used that to sort of hinge into how Ida's kind of a bit more light and airy, and she's kind of not. She's sort of on a different level of accessibility.
Ida's kind of like the eyes and ears. Like she's like the eyes and ears of like the audience.
Yeah.
And also, too, like, you know, the fairy tale quality, how Ida is up in her tower, you know, like she is, kind of lives, like, in her own little, but talking to her whale friends and her animal friends.
Maryna says that Ida sings songs to the animal friends. There you go. You got some character development that I didn't put into the character.
She's a Disney princess.
Yeah, it's perfect. And for the most part, we don't ad-lib anything when we're recording. We do change occasionally as we go through, like if someone says something and I'm like, oh, that doesn't read right, I'll go in and fix something, or if someone else, like, because occasionally I think Dave in particular will ask if we can change something Horatio's saying, because you have to do like such a cadence.
Yeah, sometimes I'll either flub something and we just go with it, or I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, I tend to pile both. Horatio and Emily get dialogue piled.
I would say there's also it's not ad lib, but I think definitely character choices, because I know there's been a few like Kettle things where I've said to you like, I think you had Kettle saying "damn it" once, and I was like, I don't think Kettle would say "damn it." She's more of a "darn it" or like "gee golly" type of person.
Oh my god, that is so true.
Yeah, which is so completely correct.
So like little changes like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part, no, we're going fully off the script. I think probably also because we're not looking at each other. Like, we're not together, so it's not like we can look and see what the other person is thinking. I think, like, if you do something like improv or whatever, eye line really matters, and we cannot see each other. We don't do video, so I think that's part of it, too. It's just easier to be really straightforward.
I'm even more impressed now, Mary, at how you write all the characters, since you do it all. Because with our individual voices. And...
Oh, thanks. We'll see. The next season is just going to be everyone talking like the people in a Don Hertzfeldt video. So it'll be great.
Next season's going to be improv.
Everyone just says whatever the hell they want. We kind of talked about, because Lazy Nichols' other question was, do the actors try out different voices and verbal quirks to see what fit? Yeah, Dave, I know definitely. Maryna and I did the very first one. We did a test episode just together, I think. Right, Maryna? It was just you and me. She says, sure. Good. Neither of us remember anything. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, Maryna. But yeah, where we were kind of playing around a little bit, I think probably I do the least amount of acting. I think Anne is basically just me, which is not great.
Yeah. I would say, like, too, a part for me, like, of Kettle's character development, because she doesn't, come into the first season until later, so I had been able to, like, listen to the episodes prior that you guys had already finished, and, at that time, too, it was kind of nice for me because, as a, I was going through some pretty bad stuff, at the time, like, chemotherapy, and, so it was really kind of just a fun escape for me to figure out Kettle and just have this fun character to play who is so bouncy and happy-go-lucky, since at the time I was feeling anything but.
Yeah.
So it was a nice, like, I feel like I think Kettle benefited from that because I was really able to, like, play around with it and figure out, like, who she was, in this world, since you guys had already created such a nice world for her to join into, so.
Oh, yay. Actually, there's my question. Do any of you have, like, do you have thoughts about your character that I haven't written? Like, do you have assumptions about B or assumptions about Ida that we haven't really brought up? Because I think that's my problem whenever I write anything. Because I've got... I've written 2 books, and I always love it when people are talking about making, like, character sheets and stuff, because I don't do any of that. I do not, in the promo, Horatio's like, do you want to know what everyone's favorite cookie is? I don't know what the fuck anyone's favorite cookie is. I barely know who anybody's parents are. Like, I just don't think that way when I'm planning characters at all. Like, a lot of it is just as it happens. So I don't know. Does anyone else have, like... you've decided your character has this or anything at all?
I mean, I've definitely, like, I feel like I've definitely decided, like, who Kettle is and, like, how she would dress and, like, who her favorite movie characters would be. Yeah, I feel like I do think about those things a lot, as silly as that might sound, like, when I'm, like, playing her, which is probably why I also ask you, like, a million questions, because I assume that you already have these things zoned out for her, so that's why I'm always...
No, so you're gonna have to tell me everything you've come up with so I can use it. Maryna says that Ida is from some place in Minnesota that I can't...
Duluth.
Why would you give me
Duluth.
that? No, she's got Bemidji?
What the hell are you reading? Oh.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Well, now she's sending bah ha ha ha, so I'm going to bet that I didn't say that right.
I'm just going to stick with Duluth.
She's going to say it in the next episode for us. We're going to mention where Ida's from. Ida's from Minnesota, someplace that you'll figure out in the Christmas episode. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard, too, because we don't do this all the time. We only do this in the summer. So it's like, I'm thinking about it all the time because we have, like, Christmas episodes and what have you. But, like, no one else is. Everyone else is living their lives and not getting paid for doing this, so...
Sorry, really quick. Bemidji State University. I think it's a university and a city in Minnesota. So.
Ooh,
apologies to
Amanda's just saved us
anyone
all.
from Minnesota listening to this who, like, lives in this town, and we're just completely...
You have been featured on the question and answer episode of Academicasaurus. Yeah. I'm like a librarian.
So I guess that kind of, this factors in, because my mother, hi Mom, my mother is the best, everybody.
She is. We love her.
She asked, what character traits, or whatever, thanks Mom, made you decide to dress the characters in the colors and outfits that they did for the season 2 sketch? And she also asked, what should Horatio be dressed as? Dave, what should Horatio be dressed as? Everyone else, too.
I know exactly what Horatio should be dressed as.
Oh, please tell me. I'm drawing a blank here.
I always envision him as, like, a slightly snazzier version of, like, season 1 through 3 Giles on Buffy. With, like, the vests and, like, the
I do picture a vest, actually, for my character. I could see a vest. I have a vest now.
Like, definitely, like, a slick vest, the button-up shirt, the, like, tweed jacket with your elbow patches. I believe that's in the script.
He needs elbow patches.
Actually, I think you referenced elbow patches in an episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're talking about new elbow patches and your boots make noise.
And, like, real fancy, like, boots, like, with, like, a buckle. He's very stylish in my mind.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
But like also very British. Like I know the character's not British, but like very stylish and very British.
Maryna says like Benjamin Franklin with buckle boots.
Yeah, not
steampunk
not that
Benjamin
kind of
Franklin.
buckle boot. Like expensive.
Horatio is steampunk Benjamin Franklin.
I see myself wearing some nice wingtip boots, yes.
I picture them to have a buckle of some sort.
Well, they did have a pocket in one episode, I think, to put change for the vending machine.
Fancy but functional. That's what I am.
Yeah. Very fancy, very functional. Lots of pockets. And now, like a waterproof one to hold Jeff the fish.
And I was also envisioning like a pocket handkerchief, like folded in an elaborate style, but it has like little fish details on it.
There we go.
Yeah.
That would work. As for colors, I kind of just picked colors because I knew I was going to do a lot of black and white. And so I wanted everyone to have a color that was kind of easy to pick out. I don't know why B to me just screams yellow. Probably because of bees.
Yeah. You did blue, right? You're blue.
Anne's blue.
Ida is orange?
She's purple.
Purple. That's right. Sorry. I was way off.
This is terrible. I should remember this because it's my character. But what I assumed you were like trying to coordinate their lanyard colors.
I was essentially, yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
remember
Kettle's
why I
like,
picked a particular
Here's
color
a
for particular
beautiful
people.
blue lanyard for you and I.
And I don't know.
That was not Kettle's voice at all, but
That was more like fairy godmother Kettle, I think.
that was, yeah.
I think because Emily, I did character art for Emily Canton. Emily's got red.
Mine is yellow. I'm yellow.
Yeah, Horatio's yellow.
I have a yellow bow tie in the picture you did. Oh.
Yeah, yours is yellow. So wait, B
You-
I think is orange maybe.
Yeah, I think I am orange because I had like an orange cardigan or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think it's like a yellow.
And a mustache.
My mother has revealed how little I think about these things and then screw everything up. Thanks, Mom. Jesus.
Well, I will tell you, if you ever draw a Kettle picture, she 100% would be wearing pink. So.
Yeah, I think we did one once and I didn't like how it turned out, so I'll do it again. I do all the art as well, so if you see any art, it's me, for better or for worse. Okay, so now we have slightly more like planning questions, which are, we'll see. So these are from my friend Olga, who goes by Little Fishy Things. If you have not looked at her Instagram, please do. She is an amazing artist. She's a textile artist. She makes creatures from whatever land. So yeah, Little Fishy Things. Go look her up. She is amazing. I've made everyone on here look at all of her stuff because it's just so cool. I've got a little... It's so great. I've got a little guy named Indy who I got from her, and he's just, I love her stuff so much. She's so creative, and she's just the coolest. So go look at her stuff. But she asked us a bunch of questions. I haven't played the Siberia game. Has anyone played Siberia?
No.
Okay. She says that Horatio sounds like the automaton from the Siberia game. It's kind of cute.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
It's one of those computer games, and I always wanted to play it, but my computer was never like good enough to support it. So I'm sorry, Olga. I don't got.
If I sound robotic, it's because I am not an actor and I don't prepare beforehand. So. Because I'm a bad person.
I think I also need to give you a microphone because I think sometimes you sound a little bit like it fritzes a little.
Okay.
So maybe I'll buy you a microphone. Dave's birthday just went by, so happy birthday, Dave. Okay, so she says, I have theories as to how all of the events are related and how everything is going to resolve. We're going to need to talk about this, and you're going to tell me your theories. I'm going to steal them all. Because I wonder if Mary had it all planned from the very beginning, or is the grand finale still a mystery even to her? I know ultimately what I want to have happen, but what's kind of weird is as time has gone on and more people have joined in and more characters have started doing different things, my ending decision is it's changing a bit. So I still have the same ultimate idea, but it was really glib to start with, and we'll see how it turns out, because I feel like we've built enough with character and things where I can't be too glib or it's just going to be like, haha, fuck all y'all, and that's not great. And because she also asks that she thinks season 3 is going to be the final one because Anne, B, and Ida have come very close to the truth. And I still haven't decided that, to be honest. I don't know if season 3 is going to be the end or if season 4 is going to be the end.
I hope there's a season 4, just because I have so much fun doing this that I want to do it for another 2 summers.
I'll be honest, too. I have no idea what is happening. I mean, I kind of do. And, like, as I listen and read through the scripts and all that, but I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I feel like there's like a macro plot and then there's like micro plots, and I'm not quite sure how they intersect.
That's a good way of putting it.
I mean, I feel like there's like a big story happening, like something that's going on like a little bit in every episode. That I'm not quite sure what it is, but then of course there's like in each episode you've got like your little mini arcs going on amongst the seasons, and I'm not quite sure how they correlate to each other, so I'm still on the edge of my seat.
Like, I mean, there's like there's a big plot of like something is under the school, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's maybe a thing that's not as mean, and then there's a really mean thing. And maybe the school is cursed, or maybe the town is cursed. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Where I'm like, oh, okay. It's all good. You know, like I don't know what's happening, but I'm fine with that. Yeah.
I like to think it's a fun mystery, although I feel like I feel privileged because maybe I know a little bit more because it has to do with my character, which we have not revealed to everyone. So I feel like a little bit more in the know, but even I'm still like, I don't know where this is going. But I have to know some because I have to ask Mary about my character development, so I know what's going on. So
Miranda has a character that no one knows yet, but has been around. Maryna says it's called method acting. We're all legitimately clueless. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think to Tina just got kicked off for a large portion of this.
My personal thought is that the ending's going to be a lot like the series finale of Newhart, where someone's just going to wake up and it's going to be like, man, that was a hell of a dream.
It's going to be the end of Holy Grail. Everyone just gets arrested. That's it.
I would actually be down with that.
Wasn't that also like the plot of like Roseanne when they restarted the season because like John Goodman's character dies, but then it wasn't really, like, it was just a bad dream or something?
I think so, yeah. Well, in Seinfeld, they're all in prison, so, you know, everything ends one of 2 ways. But yeah, so, I don't know. We'll see. I think, I tend to do things in 4s, because Olga was asking also about my books, and so I've got 2 books self-published out of a series of 4, and for some reason my brain doesn't work in 3s, so I suspect we're going to push to 4, but we'll see. If it feels like it's wrapping up logically and I have nothing else to say, then we're going to do 3, because I don't want to be, you know, going on forever about an idea that I really don't have. But, okay, so one of her other questions is, much of the action in The Nothing That Is Not, which is my second book, is set in a college, and so is Academicasaurus. Does your teaching experience, which I think I've mentioned, yes, I am a teacher. Some of us are, but we're not. We don't really want to talk about it because obviously. But does your teaching experience provide you with a lot of ideas for new plots, or does it simply facilitate the work on the surrounding and character types? So no, I think it's just the setting is fascinating. I like reading horror set in university settings because I think that there's something. It's the Lovecraftian thing, right? It's the arcane knowledge.
I think some of it, like the office interactions, are how like you take that. So it's not necessarily teaching experience, but academic experience, the experience of academia, you know, like department meetings, and like being mad about, not being mad, but like having to grade and being exhausted and
being mad about grading, yeah. I mean, being mad about recommendation letters,
yeah. So I feel like that comes from it, but like the teaching itself, you don't,
not really, yeah. We never really talk about them teaching. Kettle takes one of Anne's classes, but like the teaching methods are never discussed. It's really just for benefit of setting, yeah. And it works then if there's like mysterious knowledge floating around, and you know, it just sort of makes for a fun a fun setup, but which factors into, so Sean Ability, who is one of our patrons on Ko-Fi, so thank you, Sean.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
He asked, so the library must have a history of the college. Why is no one consulting the resources at hand?
Yeah, why haven't you, Librarian West?
This was my favorite question because I was like, yeah, why haven't we consulted any resources?
We need a new librarian, that's why.
Librarian is really bad.
Because they're the worst librarians in the history of libraries.
I think...
Dang it.
So let's see. In my mind, anything B says is kind of an amalgamation of shit she's looked up online and stuff that she's found like in archives. But the university is also not necessarily to be trusted.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And so just because something happened within the university does not mean that there is archival record of it in a way that is accessible.
It's hidden.
Yes, it's hidden somewhere deep in the depths. So yes, that is sort of what's happening with the school. But yeah, it's sort of my assumption that B does go in and look for stuff, but yeah.
Well, she did know about like Dean Bowles and she does have a working knowledge of the college, but like you said, a lot of the stuff that they're dealing with isn't necessarily recorded in any official capacity.
And we know Kettle's not going to do any research on the library. But she is psychic, so she doesn't need to. She gets all her answers from the psychic paper, so...
We don't need Google. We've got psychic paper.
Yes.
A psychic computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can wrap up because oh my God, we're at an hour. Sorry, everybody. Okay, anyway.
Holy moly.
I'm going to have to edit this shit down. Oh boy. Okay, anyway.
Two parts.
But yeah, so that's why the school is suspicious and we should be suspicious. So, but really quick to bounce back to one of Olga's questions. She was talking about the website. Everything we basically do for this podcast is done with free software. The website is on Wix, which there is a free option and I use it for Wix. For our graphics, I use Unsplash, which is free use images, and I use Canva, and so I make the images on there. I use the free sound archive for sounds that I can't make myself, which is wonderful. I use Audacity to mix a lot of the sound. Which is open source software. I also use a program that just came with my computer. So the making of this podcast is super shoestring, hammer and nail, cheapest thing you could think of. That's what we do. We all record into our phones, and everything else. But one thing that Allison pointed out is she said that she really loves our music. And our music is called Shake It by Jazar. And Jazar is a wonderful human being who also puts up his music, and he shares a lot of it for free. I emailed him before the podcast began. I asked if he would be okay with us using it. He said yes. And he makes a ton of music. Definitely go look at betterwithmusic.com because he has so much. And he does have some you can buy. You can donate money to him. He is a phenomenal human being. And there used to be a website, and now I'm going to have to go in and edit this out as I try and figure it out. It was called Free Music Archive, which I think is not in operation anymore. Oh, it is. Yeah, Free Music Archive is where I found him the first time. So that's another, there's a lot of resources online where you can go in and try and find sound effects or music. You have to give credit for things. Obviously, because it's other people's stuff, even if they're sharing it for free. But I need to get better with the sound effects because I'll find a sound effect and then use it forever and ever and not write down who did the thing on free sounds. So I need to get better with that. But yeah, so there's a lot of things you can do. But Jazar did the music. Like I said, go check him out because he's wonderful. But to end this madness, which I am going to have to edit down, we got an email. So Allison is one of the first people who ever emailed us through our website. She emailed us back in season 1 to let us know that she was enjoying it. And she actually is the person who recommended we get on Twitter. So thank you, Allison. Aww. But So Allison emailed to say that this is not really a question, just a prompt, but here are the cartoon characters that come to mind when I think of each character, based on voice and personality.
Please.
Wait, do we do ours first and then tell us hers?
Sure. She didn't have everybody. She's got B, she has Horatio, and Ida. So she's got 3. Maryna's really excited. She wants to know, but we're going to see.
Yeah, Maryna, what do you think Ida is, or what cartoon character?
Yeah, Maryna has to type what cartoon character she thinks that Ida is. Well, she said earlier she was thinking Anna from Frozen.
Okay, because I'm thinking Giselle from that movie where the girl starts out as a cartoon character and then she becomes a real person.
Oh, Enchanted?
Oh, maybe. Is that what it's called?
Oh, yep, she's got Giselle written down. Actually, that's kind of, that's pretty... Ooh, she typed this in advance for this very question.
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
Are you ready for my epic copy and paste?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we are.
I am excited. Okay.
All right,
What
so
the
Maryna
fuck?
says...
High five across the ether.
She says, I watch an unhealthy amount of Disney movies, and I think it's got to be Giselle from Enchanted. I've always sort of had this vision in my mind of Ida as someone from, like, some small-town Midwest nice place with lots of wheat farms. And Maryna's from North Dakota, so she thinks that might be a factor. Who got plunked down in the middle of nasty academia, politics, and student shenanigans. Someone who has been transplanted from relative fairy tale fantasy land into cold, hard, cruel reality with an added dimension of supernatural mystery and malaise. She's been here for a while and has adapted for the most part, but she still maintains a levity and conviction in the goodness of others, especially students, that I don't think could be said for some of the other characters. You know who you are. I'm feeling very called out now. Does this count as an animated character? Yes, it does. That counts as an animated character. So I think that works. Yeah, Giselle from Enchanted, I think, is pretty...
It's actually really funny because Giselle was actually one of the cartoon characters I had in mind for Kettle as well. But that could be, like, why Kettle... and it, like, has a fascination with Ida as well. You know, they kind of, like, bond at the end of season 2, and that's why. Because they, you know, I feel like Kettle also sort of has that wide-eyed, naive, you know, where she's kind of plunked into this world as well. And somewhat against her will a little bit, too. So,
yeah.
Just like Giselle, you know.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, because they bond towards the end, and I think they see a little bit of each other in one another.
So yeah, that's definitely one of the characters I had as well. But I will also say, going back to Daria, Quinn, for sure, I think is very Kettle. Like, just totally, like, clueless and perky, but with a good heart, so.
Yeah, I think that works a lot. Yeah. Dave, did you think of anyone for Horatio?
Okay, kind of. I'm thinking almost like so not really a cartoon, but kind of a cross between Professor Plum and like a young Mr. Magoo or something like that.
That's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, I like it.
100% Professor Plum. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, Tina doesn't have an answer for Emily. I don't think I've got an answer for Emily. Can't think of anyone. And Amanda, you already said Daria.
Yeah, I picture B as Daria. Definitely.
I don't know. Anne is like Lunch Lady Doris from The Simpsons.
I feel like she's a little bit... I could definitely see a level of Edna Krabappel, like, exhausted, but...
Yeah, I think Edna Krabappel's pretty good. But someone, like, less impactful, even. I don't know.
You might kind of thought of someone for Tina, maybe, a little bit.
Oh, who?
Like Reverend Lovejoy's wife.
Oh my god, yes.
Is that Maud?
No, Maud is Flanders. It's what is her name?
She's the one that always says, "Won't somebody please think about the children?"
Yeah. Reverend Lovejoy's wife, Helen.
Oh, there you go.
Her name is Helen Lovejoy.
Helen, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so here
I'm curious.
Here are the ones we have. So. Allison says that Ida to her reminds her of Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Oh.
Oh.
She says, Maryna says, Jinkies. Horatio, she says, Snagglepuss. Heavens to Murgatroyd.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm good with that.
And then Librarian West, Daria.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad it came through a little bit.
Thank you, Allison. That was a fun way to end this. But yeah. So this was a lot of talking. Holy crap.
Yeah.
This is why we normally have a script, and we stick to it.
Yeah.
When do we start recording, Mary?
About an hour ago.
An
Jesus.
hour, 6 minutes, 31 seconds, and a lot of little numbers going up, yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us with this. We'll probably never, ever do this again. Because this is just ridiculous.
Poor Mary. How many days are you giving yourself to do this?
Like 2?
That's
Well,
right.
yeah, Thanksgiving's Thursday, so...
Yeah, fuck.
To edit, 5 hours worth of audio, an hour per person.
Excellent. Yeah, it already takes me 7 hours to do our regular episodes, so this will be great.
Oh, Mary.
We'll find out. Maybe this will be a Black Friday present more so.
I think that would be totally acceptable, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find out, everybody. You'll find out. If you're listening to this, you'll have to tell us when it's been uploaded. We won't know.
Yes.
But thank you so much for
Thank
listening.
you.
Thank you.
And thank you to everybody for being
Yeah.
on this,
Yeah.
including the people who had to fight with it,
Yeah.
Tina and Maryna. But yeah, so from everybody here at Academicasaurus, we will hopefully see you for Christmas. That is the plan, to do a Christmas episode. Everyone send all the positive thoughts to
Yeah.
Maryna. We need her voice back.
Yes.
And we'll talk at you all
I
very
guess
soon.
we should have a catchphrase like "Watch the ground." I don't know. Beware of the tunnels.
Tunnels.
I don't know.
Don't look under the school. It's full of water.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to work on that hashtag there.
Beware of the secret passages.
Stay out of the art room, everybody.
Yay! Don't do
All
art.
right.
It's dangerous. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.